Alright. This is going to be my Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2 rant. And what I mean by Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 rant is that what the hell happened to this game? And what I mean by that is the game was just a huge rehash of the previous game. Like a huge rehash of the previous game. Sure, they added in a new handful of characters, mostly characters from the Dragon Ball Z movies, which they then addressed that as being, oh, these characters are all from different branching universes. So that's how they explain the movies in this game, is that they're all just different universes. Not the main timeline, but just different universes. You get a couple handful new characters. You get Future Gohan, Janemba, Turles, Slug, Bardock, Cooler, and a couple exclusive DLC characters that you got for getting the game early, as well as buying the DLC early or beating the game, which is Future Trunks from Dragon Ball Super and Goku Black. Those really are the only new characters that I've seen so far in this game. So, there is going to be a later on... Oh, sorry, Nail. Don't forget Nail. There will be a DLC release later on in this that will give you the Universal Tournament characters from Dragon Ball Super. Hit, Kabe, Frost. I don't know about Magetta or the Pooh Bear looking dude, but I know they will be making their appearance later. Now, I'm starting with character roster because it's pitiful. With those handful of new characters, you then get a bunch of just filler characters. And what I mean by filler characters, I mean for Cooler, you have, spoiler alert, you have Cooler. You then have Meta Cooler. You have Cooler Final Form. And then you have Meta Cooler Supervillain Form. You have 4 character slots. Now, I understand if you were to make Cooler and then his ability to transform into Final Form as one character. And then you have Meta Cooler, who then with a skin change becomes Supervillain. And then the Frieza, you have Frieza Base Form, Frieza Final Form, Frieza Final Form at 100%, Golden Frieza Supervillain Form. That's 5 character slots. 5. That's ridiculous. I miss the games where you could pick a character and all of its transformations were right there, ready to be used. You can't do that in this game. You haven't been able to do that in the last 2 Dragon Ball Xenoverse games because, for some reason, they completely decide to make them just unique characters. I miss Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 because that game was the prime of the Dragon Ball Z game series. 200 characters. Yeah, it's true. 200 characters, including transformations, but 200 compared to, I believe right now, is like 86. You had a lot of one-shot characters that never were in Dragon Ball Z games that people liked. You had... the character, if I choose Goku, I could choose Goku Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4. I could choose Kid Goku. I could choose GT Goku, Super Saiyan 3. Whatever it be. Let's see. Vegeta. You have Vegeta, standard Vegeta. You have Majin Vegeta, and then you have Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta. Goku, you have just standard Goku, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and you have Super Saiyan God Goku, as far as I know. Also GT Goku, but that's a completely different character. Well, not completely different character, but it's a different, it's Kid Goku. Let's see here. There has been a couple, there's a couple cool costumes, I will admit, in this game. But in that instance, like I'm saying, like Gohan from Resurrection F, he has his tracksuit. And I was like, cool, I'll use it. I'll go Super Saiyan. Can't go Super Saiyan with that form. Nope, can't do it. I don't know. I'm just ranting with this game because besides the horrible character roster, you have a story that literally, well, I'm pretty sure was ripped. Like 80% of it was ripped straight from Xenoverse 1. You had to redo all the Xenoverse missions, but as a new character, and it made even less sense this time to go in there and do it because the whole story behind Xenoverse doesn't make a lot of sense, to be honest. You go back in time to try to stop people from fucking up the timeline. And sure, that sounds cool in a concept. But then when parts of the game where we fucked up, literally in this game where we fucked up, we're like, oh hey, don't worry, here's a time scroll. Go back just a little bit farther in time. There's no sense of God, what's the word I'm looking for? Urgency. There's no sense of just danger because of this. There was one part in the game. You know, this is spoilers, mind you. That because you could import your character from the first Xenoverse. You could play with him, not as him, but with him in the game. And at one point, Toa and Mira brainwash him and control him. After you defeat him, he then is wiped out of existence because Toa went back in time and stopped Trunks from summoning him in the first place. Then we get sent back in time to stop Toa from doing that, and thus the hero from the first game gets summoned by Trunks so the whole Xenoverse timeline can start. They have yet to add a lot of characters that people really, really, really enjoyed in this game. And then there's fights. Vegito versus Super Buu. That's not in here. Gogeta versus Janemba. That's not in here. I don't know, guys. Like, there's just... This game felt to me like a rehash of the previous game. And while I still enjoyed playing it, I kept sitting here and just thinking to myself, what the fuck? They had the whole year to add a few more cutscenes and a few little little bits of story, and they sell it as another $60 game. Now, there are some good things in this game. The transformations between the characters. Namex becomes Super Namex. Giant hulking Namex. Frieza race turns gold. Saiyans can go Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3. Humans get the Nimbus Cloud and Power Pole. And then Majins get to turn Kid Buu. Kind of weird for that last one, but in the previous game, as I played a Saiyan, I was able to transform into a Super Saiyan during the fights, and then when the cutscenes came around, I was able to fight. My character was Super Saiyan in the cutscene, and it looked badass. But in this game, I don't know what they did to it, but when a cutscene triggers and I'm fighting somebody as a Super Saiyan 3, and the cutscene triggers, I go back to my base form. And then as soon as the fight starts back up, I have to transform back into a Super Saiyan 3. I felt that was really stupid. That was a step backwards. I don't know why. Let's see here. The hub world, really big. And until you actually get your flying license, which you need a flying license to fly around in the hub world, so you can't fly around in the game, is annoying to walk around. You have to constantly, there's no run option. There's just there's just jog to every location. And I thought that was a stupid thing. Your character has the power to fly, but yet legally in the game you cannot fly until you have a flying license, which you don't get until after the battle with Namek. The hub world music was god awful. Just horrible. Just bad. Real bad. I hated it. It was a horrible selection of music. The load times for this game are so long. Just ridiculously long. The The story was not fulfilling. The story had me asking a bunch of questions like, wait, what happened? Why didn't this happen? Now, I will admit I haven't got too far into the end game yet, the end game material, but I'm hoping that I get some cool moments out of it. I'm really hoping this Dragon Ball Super storyline happens, where we fight Goku Black. But here's the thing: Goku Black, the DLC character we have, does not have the ability to turn Super Saiyan Rose. He's just standard Goku Black, which is kind of a letdown, because I think people were hoping we could transform into him. Now I'm also hoping later on we get the DLC for Zamasu, so we can kind of do the whole Dragon Ball Z Future Trunks arc that's going on right now. My biggest complaints with this game are the lack of, variety in characters. The story being a rehash pretty much of the previous game. An unfulfilling story, and it punishes you for customizing the character the way you want him to look. Also, I have to pick a character with spiky hair as a Saiyan, so when I turn Super Saiyan, it actually looks like a Super Saiyan. If I were to pick a character with hair that's spiky but kind of put down more, if he were to transform into a Super Saiyan, all his hair would do is just turn yellow. It doesn't spike up. And now I don't want to hear anyone from this company say that, oh yeah, it was hard for us to do that. No, you did that in Ultimate Tenkaichi, years ago. No matter what hairstyle you picked, if you went Super Saiyan, your hair spiked up. So I don't want to hear any excuse why they couldn't do it here. Another thing is, if I want to create a new character, say I'm done with the Saiyan, I want to make a Frieza race so I can try the golden form, and I want to start the story over. No, you can't. I just have to go through play through the entire campaign, and by going through the time nest. While that's not as bad, that's still kind of lazy in that I can't, there's not different save files that you can go into, beat the story on this game and then just play the after game stuff on this character. It's not so bad because I know I can just go through the story missions regardless, but it's a minor annoyance. Another thing is, if I want to import a character from the previous game into the new game, I have to completely start a brand new character, delete all my save progress. That's really dumb. That's all I got right now on Xenoverse. I recorded a review already, but I'm actually going to re-record and give this game some more time before I do, because I want to make sure I get everything. I don't know if I'm just heated right now about the game, but I'm hoping to have something out in the next week. I also got Titanfall 2 review that I need to do, finish that up, but let me know, guys, what did you think of Xenoverse 2? Were you a fan of the first one and not a fan of the second? Were you not a fan of the first but a fan of the second? Do you think I'm just complaining? Or do you think I actually have some merit? What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Please like and subscribe. I say all this stuff because I am a fan of the Dragon Ball Z universe. Even though I think Dragon Ball Super is unnecessary, I still love the franchise. And I just want it to be treated well. And so far, Xenoverse has been on the right path, but I feel like this entry was lazy. Alright? Thank you guys for listening to me, bitch. Like I said, please leave a comment down below, like, subscribe. Have a good rest of the day. Peace.